Hare Krishna. We'll say a small prayer and then we'll get started. Om Ajnanatirmirandasya Jnanajana Shalakaya Chakshuru Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda. Priya Govinda Vidhana Sivadapati Prodapati Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Three times. I'll say what hands up. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. La Prabhupada, please share. So where we started the session one is am I this body? What's my real identity? And we talked about a joke where our prime minister goes to a mental asylum where he says, "I am the prime minister of India," and somebody says, "Please don't say that because I used to say that." Then they send me here. Right? And then the second person, next person goes to say that I am prime minister of India. He says, "What is the big deal? I am God." So by the time the prime minister could answer, there's a voice from the third room that says, "How you can be God? I have not retired yet." So, what is the definition of crazy? The definition of crazy is people who have issues with their identity, right? They go and do things which are like they think they are something else, right? Even within a company or organization, when you see people are not aligned with what they are supposed to do, you say this person is crazy. What we are doing is we are living our whole life thinking I'm this body. And then at the point of death, what happens? At the point of death, so I'll explain you what happens at the point of death because that's the topic anyways. At the moment of death, there are three Yamadutas who come and take the Atma, take, take the Atma to the Yamaduta, accounting is settled, next life is decided, and the Atma comes back to the body. What will the Atma see? People are going through trauma because of the death. The dear ones and dear ones are dying, the crying. Then people who hated you, they are like, ha ha ha, acha hua. Right? Whatever happening, but there is a trauma going on. Day one, people are vehemently crying, I don't want food, I don't want water, I want to only cry. Right? Second day, the Atma is watching. At this point in time, the Atma is in a subtle body, right? Which mind, intelligence, and false ego is there. Memory and vision is just like how we can see now. But now this person is able to go around anywhere around the world, listen to any conversations, and also read what is in your mind. So as a result, this Atma is listening to all the conversations. And day by day, the situation changes. First day, people are not ready to eat at all. Second day, it's like, okay, I'll take something. Right? Third day, they'll take full meals. Fourth day, they're already planning the next future events. What happened to your kids' education? There's also a reunion of relatives, right? People come from far. How are you? How are your children doing? Yeah. Then they start talking about other memories. By the seventh, eighth day, people have accepted. Like, this person is gone, and we need to plan for our life. By the time there is, 10th day, people are eager to go back to their business, wherever they came from, whatever priorities they have left behind. People are actually eager to move. And this person, this Atma comes back, looks at its own dead body, and it's like, hmm, um, this is what I did for like this unlimited number of cosmetics, fragrances, moisturizers, 9 types of jackets. If it is 30 degrees, I'll wear this. If it is 40 degrees, I'll wear this. If it is 50 degrees, I'll wear this. Right? First I came to America, I thought I'm going to buy only one jacket in life. Then I realized that I have a closet of jackets based on the situation what to wear. Right? So much for the body, so much for our mind, and neither his body nor my mind. So we realized we invested the wrong place. And from the accounting that gets settled with the Yamraj, we realize we failed the exam because death is an examination. Life is a preparation. And at the point of death, we realize that we have failed the exam. So this is like a prep leave. A lot of us did good education. That's why we're here. So If we use the preparation time before the exam well, then we can be successful. The good and bad news is the exam of this life is not set exactly at 100 years old or 110 years old. It can be now, right? All it takes is some meteorite flying in the sky, comes at 900 miles a second, boom, and that's the end of the story. And nobody sitting over here can say, "Oh, I'm a billionaire, I'll be safe." You could be a billionaire, and you may have security systems, but you cannot be safe from a meteor coming from the sky. Nobody's safe. Nobody can be rich today and rich tomorrow. Why? Because what if I die today? Right? A small heart attack is good enough. So life is filled with uncertainty, and we are trying to make it certain by wrapping around life insurance, medical insurance, car insurance, theft insurance, pet insurance. God knows all types of insurances are what? Because we're insecure. We're insecure about all the impermanent things in life that we're trying to make it permanent. Why we are seeking permanence, but we are feeling the impermanence, temporariness? Why we are troubled by that? Because Atma is Sat Chit Ananda. It is eternal in nature, it is conscious, it is full of happiness. Once put into the body, what is happening? Everything is Nirananda. There's no Ananda. Nothing is Sat. Anything could change. And everything in life can also change that. Right? I was explaining last time that we have our Rashtraध्यksha. In one moment he's getting a bullet, second moment he should be going to jail, and the third thing is he's ruling the earth. Then the Venezuela guy, one minute he's leading a whole nation, second thing is he's in a small jail. So life is not permanent. That is why everybody is so insecure. And most of our effort is to, it's like a fish out of water situation. That is what we're dealing with. But there is a good news. What is the good news? There's a manual of life, Bhagavad Gita, that explains how to live life in such a good balance that we learn the art of living. We also learn the art of leaving this world. That is the exam. That exam, if we pass, we do not need to come back. If we do not come back, if we go back to the spiritual life, where we belong, we do not need to worry about the problems of life here. If not, punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. We are dying again and again. We are taking birth again and again. So that is what we are dealing with. Does that help? Are we together? We can go through the slides now. So what is the help available? Say join the audio, I'll say later. No. Okay. So what architecture we are working with it? Right? The architecture that we are working with it is just so that everybody can see. Human body, I don't need to explain. In the mirror, when we see this is like this is Ganesh, this is who I am. The reality is you're not. You're sitting over here. And the Atma makes a desire. What is the desire? The desire can be, I want to raise my hand and ask a question. I'm purposely playing slow motion. Now what happens? Before the desire came and I raise my hand, something happens in the middle. Anybody from software? Software engineering? Okay, one of the interview questions is you hit Amazon.com, what happens behind the scene? Please explain. Yes, that HTTP protocol and how many servers get hit and which requests are exchanged and what authentication happens, which databases are hit, and what is the system design, what is the protocol. Isn't it normal? That is why software engineering is very easy. Spiritual is very easy for software engineers. Because we are mini Brahmas designing things. So we can appreciate the design of the real designer. Yes. Hare Krishna. So this Atma, the spirit soul sitting over here, Satchid Ananda, is stuck in a body, thinking I am this body, is trying to make a desire come true. And the desire is, I want to lift my hand. Now, when I'm trying to lift my hand, the first thing that gets checked by Paramatma, sitting in the heart, which is the representation of the Lord, does this person even have a credit balance to lift the hand? Karma balance? Like your credit card fails if you did not pay the bills. There is a karma attached to that. So the soul makes a desire, I want to raise my hand. Paramatma says, wait a second, not a second. Like very small time, nanosecond, you can say. Let me check. Checks the balance, says that, yeah, you have the balance. The next thing is, Paramatma is also sitting in the heart of Devatas who are controlling our body. For example, in the morning we go, we brush, then we go to toilet, right? There's a Devata called as Mitra Dev, who is controlling the business of excretion. That means no matter how many tablets you eat, your stomach will not clear unless Mitra Dev is happy with us. So our body is also controlled by devatas, and those devatas are controlled by Paramatma, because Paramatma is sitting in the heart of devatas also. The empowered administrators, ministers, who have certain department to take care of. So now Paramatma says, yes, you have a balance, Ganesh. So then what happens? That devata lifts my hand, and I'm thinking I'm doing it. Wow. So Atma doesn't even have control over this apparent dead body that acts alive, because it's a machine, and that machine needs control and direction, like robotics. If you know robotics, every move has to be approved and controlled. It is not random. Just like that, even our movements are not random. They are by the desire of Paramatma, and the hand goes up. Yes. Now imagine the situation that the karma is not there. Then what happens? Then there is some physical element called as what? Lakwa in Hindi, but what is it in English? Paralysis. See? So now what happens? I make the hand go up. What is happening? Is the hand listening to me now? No. What happened in the middle? Well, the Paramatma said your balance is over. Just like that, we have karma balance for our sugar. You eat certain amount of sugar in your life. After that, hey, doctor says, stop sugar, otherwise switch off, right? Same thing with eating oily things. There's certain quota available. After that, like no, stop eating oily, otherwise namaste. So the whole idea is zoom out first. The whole idea is that we are in a very controlled ambience. Those who know cloud management and all that, it's a very controlled environment. But in which we are operating, the soul is not operating for free. It doesn't get anything it wants. It is based on karma. It is approval of Paramatma. And now, so then I should explain you what is Paramatma, right? Paramatma is that representation of the Lord which is present in the heart of everyone. We say, right, God is in your heart, God is in my heart, God is in everybody's heart. That is Paramatma. Now, I'll give some advanced information from Srimad Bhagavatam. Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Okay. And then just this one finger up. This and this. Do you see that? Yes? Good. This is a new party we are making. This is a symbol for the new party. So now, touch it here. This is the size of the Paramatma in your heart. Bhagwan, in four-handed form, is present in our heart, region of the heart at this size. That is why culturally, if somebody is sleeping, we don't say don't cross over somebody. You go around. Respect. Why respect? Then we say body is a temple of the Lord. The whole idea is that Lord is sitting there watching, Upadrushta, Anumanta, giving permission. And hence, if you ever thought my company is sending me for a conference to Las Vegas and nobody's watching, I am on my own. Well, we were never on our own in our life. Paramatma is watching better than our spouse can watch us. Watch out. That's your missing sound.
We are not able to share because Zoom Wi-Fi went off.
There, bring it back. We can use the hotspot.
Yeah.
So now we got the Paramatma part, we got the Atma part. Now Paramatma, you may say there are like 20 people in Atma here, correct? No. We are in Washington, so sometimes it gets sunny, correct? So take a nice mirror on a sunny day, go out and drop that mirror. Now you have 100 mirrors. Yes. And sun is shining through each one of them. Like that, Lord is reflecting through our hearts. One Lord, one Paramatma, reflecting through each one's heart. So that is the best internet, best database, and best IT system you have, where Paramatma knows your past, present, and future. Now, Paramatma knows what is going in my mind, my history, my future, and what is going on in my body. Yeah. Now, Paramatma is present in everybody's heart and knows everybody's history, everybody's future. That is why God is omniscient. And that database works without this Wi-Fi and internet. See the human failures that you see, Paramatma never fails. Works all the time. That runs on spiritual energy. Right? It's a complex concept, so I'll pause and see. Are there any questions? No questions.
So is it true that the same Paramatma, you said one Paramatma, is reflecting through our hearts? So, but then I think you also mentioned that he's also guiding us. He's also guiding all the things that an individual is.
Upadrishta Hanumanta. Upadrishta means
He's
watching you. How this parents say, watching you, right? Because watching all the desires of the soul. Anumanta, giving permission. Papa, Papa, can I go out and play? It's like every moment is controlled by Paramatma. So Paramatma is giving the permission based on the karma balance. Paramatma is neutral. If karma balance is there, go and win the world. If you know, at Paramatma level, Bhagwan is neutral to all. Your karma is your karma. I don't have a problem. But at the Bhagwan level, which we will learn later on, he can intervene and apply judgment and say that I want to handle you differently. Listen to our phrase. So Paramatma is also speaking to us all the time. Is it okay now? No?
No,
What do you want to change?
we'll wait for the Wi-Fi to come on. Yeah, I have it. I'll try.
I don't need this. You can use it. So Paramatma is speaking to us all the time. How do we know? When you or I try to lie, does the heartbeat go up? Yes. Right? And if the heartbeat does not go up, what do we say? This person is a cold-blooded liar. Or there are a few more words for that. Why? Because this person can lie without any reflections on the face, reflections in the heartbeat. So that means this person can, what is it, pathological liar, right? Serial liar. So why? Because that means this person has conquered the art of lying so much that the natural symptoms that arise in our heart were not really made for lying. We're not made for lying. That is why we catch each other very fast. Like, hey, hey, hey. So if you learn, now I'm going out of syllabus, but anyway, I should see what's that. If you want to know something lying, right? The eye movements you have to watch. In the NLP, neuro linguistic programming, they teach you how to read the eye movement to find out whether somebody is accessing the data from the past, which is a fact, or is being creative. Not based on the eye movement. So why all that is happening? Paramatma incites some symptoms that the body reflects. Is it okay, Paul? Yeah. All right. So materially, what do you see? What do you see on the screen right now? Body. Different body. Different living. Yes. So a person in knowledge can see that there's a spiritual spark in everything that is living, and hence would give equal respect to all. What is the definition of equal respect to all? The class gets over and we are eating nice prasadam, and a beautiful big bear enters the door. People will say, "Please, sir, you sit over here. I'll make a plate for you." So that time we're going to run. Right? So the point is giving respect in the sense that it is life. The life has its own rights, ambience, ability to live, and hence we will not be casual or insulting towards any life. So just as the bird is trapped in the cage, the soul is trapped in the body made out of 5 elements. Just like a bird is trapped in a cage. Now what we are doing, we are taking care of the cage so nicely. We are polishing it, gold, silver, so many things. But that is still at the cage level. What does the soul need? Like the bird needs food, right? Like that, the soul needs connection with the super soul. The soul needs connection with God. That is how the soul gets nourished. And if we try to live a life of atheism or life of agnostic behavior, like I don't care God exists or not. There are so many isms, you'll be surprised. Atheism means what? I don't believe in God. Right? Deism means God created the world and he died. Different isms that people have created because although they do not have direct Bhagavad Gita information, but every human being is searching for questions and asking, what is this life about? That is why in the Bollywood we see songs like "दुनिया बनाने वाले क्या तेरे मन में समाई काहे को दुनिया बना दी छुप छुप तमाशा देखे वहाँ रे तेरी खुदा." So what we are saying is too many songs also which are supposed to be entertainment. What we are seeing is the quest for life. And there are unlimited of those songs which are not prominent, but they are there, which call out the quest for human life. Like what is going on, really speaking. Those who walked in, we have the recording. You'll be covered when we send the recording. So what we are doing is we are investing into the cage. We are not investing in the body. Our ask is take care of your cage. We don't have a problem. We are also doing that, but also invest in your soul, the real who you are. Why? Because at the point of death, what goes with you? Only Atma, right? Mind, intelligence, body. Mind, intelligence, yes. But the physical body does not go with us. The relatives can take us up to the point of cremation. Means, up to the fire ceremony, they are there. After that, it is all bye-bye only. So that is why the eternal, if somebody tells you that please invest into this account, this type of 401k or whatever, and it refreshes every year. Means in December it becomes zero. Will you really put money in it? Now, a friend comes to you and you see that this person is putting all their money in that account, which becomes zero at the end of the year. You go and tell other friends, "Hey, kuku hai na?" We are doing that. We are investing into the bodily account so much, which becomes zero at the end of life. You can be like Premchand Dogra, you can be Arnold Schwarzenegger, but at the point of death, there are 3 destinations for the body we talked about, right? Bird stool, ash, or earth. So if that is the end result of that account, we definitely can use, we get 24 hours every day. And then we have 7 days a week. We have so much time available. We can see how some of that time we start investing where things can go with us across lifetimes. Instead of just investing into this life, we can invest for multiple lifetimes and in our eternal life also. We have gone through this, Ravi. Did the slides refresh? Okay, so we talked about this. You remember seeing this? Anybody? No. Okay, so we're not. I'm not jumping. I do so many sessions. You have to sometimes tell me. So when we die, people say "chale gaye" or something mother tongue. Did you do that? I say that "chale gaye." So this person has left. We're saying. So who is the person? The person that I was hugging, kissing, and shaking hands and playing games and doing arm wrestling is right there, 6 feet. And we're saying this person is not there anymore. Now, difference between living and dead, right? The living people can basically feel the emotions. Okay, we are going to play a video. Video is played.
It's after. It's
Okay. So what is here? You can kind of take your personal notes also. NDE, near death experience. You can go and Google on YouTube and find your own thesis around that. out of body experience, OBE. There have been studies conducted where it is shown that there was some surgery going on with the heart surgery, and the doctors were talking about their golf game last weekend or something. And after the patient comes alive again, like after anesthesia and all, so comes back to the consciousness, the patient starts scolding the doctor, saying that my life was at risk. You're doing my heart surgery, and you were talking about golf. Shame on you. And doctor says, okay, shame on me, but how do you know? Because you were like in coma. Says, yeah, I was in coma from your point of view, but I was actually stepped out of the body. I was near the ceiling and I was watching and listening. It was the whole surgery. And this is Western doctors. They said, okay, there is something more than what I know. They started the study of this out of body experience and everything. They also asked, he said, yeah, I went up the hospital, the terrace is locked, there was a tennis shoe over there, a Nike shoe over there, there's a certain tree. And so they went to the security team because usually hospitals, they keep the terrace locked. Why? Some people out of frustration may decide to, right? So we went up and it was all true. So the doctor got convinced that this person really came out, really was experiencing out of body experience. They started the studies and there are a lot of studies done and documented. Anyone over here has gone through out of body experience? Thank God. I have this is my probably 31st, 35th batch, and I have had students who actually told me that yes, I have this is what I have gone through. So some people do and some people don't. I don't. I'll tell you upfront. So these are the books. If you are interested, take a photo of this. Anyway, it will come back as a video. And basically, a lot of people have written on this subject because there's something there that people realize. So we cannot just say it doesn't happen. It didn't happen to me, I can say. Right? So Dr. Yen from Carlson, professor of psychiatry, he has written unlimited number of books, and their method of looking for reincarnation is once they know they're tracking the news. Once they know that there is a case of reincarnation, they'll go and analyze and study and interview the family. They will interview the neighbors. They will try to identify whether it is real or, for example, right? Take a traditional village in India. A very, very rich person's son dies. And now, in a very poor family, a child is born. They may prep the child in a year or so to say that I'm that. Right? Why? Some wealth you can attract. So there can be ill intentions in people fabricating the stories also. So this team of Ian goes through the research process to identify that there is no other thing going on and it is a real case. Once they understand it, they document it. Like that, they have documented thousands of cases of reincarnation. Now, again, list of books. If you want to take a snapshot of it and go research, you are welcome. What we are giving you is more like pointers because the syllabus is so vast and time is so limited. Yes. Anybody has phobias? Phobia of heights or water or snakes or knife or which phobia?
Of the rise to
Height.
height.
Okay. So what happens in our last life if we have gone through some challenge, serious challenge because of a certain thing? In this life, we can have the phobia. See, definition of phobia is not I'm scared of heights. Definition of phobia is I may faint. This is too scary, right? So some people have phobia of weapons. Some people have phobia of water. So the whole idea is that you or snakes. So or dogs. So it is possible that we have experienced something trauma in the last life, and that trauma is hunting us here. If you have any serious traumas of last life disturbing you, I have a non-syllabus answer. Connect with me offline. I'll give the hint. Past life regression. Right? This is where they put you in a hypnotic state, and you can walk back into your previous life and answer the questions. Once that question is answered, when you come back, kind of healed from that trauma. That's the idea. Again, I said out of syllabus because in Bhagavad Gita we don't recommend doing this. It's just I know from other sources. All right. Now, twins are born, right? technically speaking, they have the same birth chart, they have same parents, they have same ancestry, DNA, everything. Still, what happens? They may grow up to be completely different people. And the reason it happens like that is they have different karma package. So as long as the karma package is as long as the karma package is matching, we are together. The moment our karma package is shifting differently, we have to separate no matter who we are. We may say, we are going to be here forever and we are going to be together forever. But the fact that we came together, so what is assured at the point of birth? At the point of birth, only one thing is assured. We are going to die. So everything that has the start has end also. So we came together. What is assured? We are going to separate. So we have to live with that fact that someday we are not going to be together also. So the whole idea is that as long as the karma packages are there, for example, you take an Emirates flight from say Seattle to Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore. Yes. In that part of the aeroplane, who goes together? Whose karma packages are aligned? First class people sit in first class. Second class people sit in second class. And economy class sits in economy. What happens? Your karma package are aligned, you're together. The moment your karma package changes, you got $1 million or $5 million. Nowadays, five is not even $20 million lottery. Then you'll say, I'll buy a higher class ticket. Your karma package changed. Now your friends will sit in the economy class, you are in the first class. What happened? You're still friends, no? You're friends, but karma package is shifted. So understand, we are together. What is the definition given in the scriptures? In scriptures, the definition given of how we come together, there are many definitions. One is at a water cooler, we come together and we're drinking water. We're that much connected to each other. We should not take too much. Second definition that is given is, have you seen that movie? I didn't say anything. So when those Chandan ka logs are traveling in the river together, they're flowing by the flow of the river. Yes? By the flow of river, they are together. They separate also by the flow of river only. Now, are they powerful? Yeah, they are strong, they are costly, they are fragrant, but they don't have the decision on when they come together and when they separate. Like that, we also come together in our life with our relatives, friends, near ones, dear ones, and we separate. Third example that is given is clouds. Seattle, no shortage of clouds, right? But these clouds are very powerful. Like you have seen that cloud burst happening in Himalayas. So a cloud can drench a whole city, can flood a whole city. How powerful is the cloud? But the cloud doesn't decide when to come together and when to separate. The wind can bring the clouds together and the winds can separate the clouds. Yes. Like that, we could be powerful Atmas with a lot of good karma package, but by the power of time, we come together. And the power of time, we are separated. And this power of time has to be respected because if we respect time, we are making good use of time, then we are successful. If we misuse the time that is given to us, then the loss is ours. Do you agree? Like we were in 10th grade together. Those who made good use of their time are living a different life. Those who made a bad use of their time, they are living a different life. You remember from your own friends. Amazing video. Hopefully the sound plays well.
Next.
Ah. By the way, Gaurav Prabhu is our co-teacher.
They have the same
Sure, technical director.
good looks. James M. Houston, raised in the Midwest. James M. Leininger, a young boy.
Who lights me for a second?
There's something in the eye. It's undeniable.
That's not all they share.
Somehow James Houston's spirit has affected my son, either through reincarnation. I don't know how it happened.
I can make the Japanese easiest pie.
Initially, what caught my attention was James's extreme fascination with airplanes.
And every night he slept with his G.I. Joe action figures, which he named.
Took him to the Kavanaugh Flight Museum.
Here's home video. While the other kids casually look at the plane, 2-year-old James seems to inspect it. Watch as he checks the underbelly, then climbs inside, donning the headset.
I said, "Oh, look, there's a bomb on the bottom." He said, "That's not a bomb, that's a drop tank."
Bouncing about in the cockpit, James was flying high. That night, their world would change forever.
He started having the nightmares, and that was my first indication that there was something wrong. It was a panic-stricken, terrorized screaming.
Over and over again, James had the same terrible nightmare, 4 to 5 times a week. He was too young to explain the dream, but he could draw.
Bombing ships, see men parachuting. There's another one where planes are dropping bombs.
He'd just be crying. He'd say, "Airplane crash on fire, and little man can't get out." He laid on his back and kicked up at the ceiling, and he goes, "Mama, little man's going like this." And he laid on his back and kicked his feet up. The little man's going, "Ooh, ooh, ooh." Can't get out. And I said, "Well, who's the little man, baby?" He goes, "Me." I thought Bruce and I were just gonna faint.
They questioned, what kind of plane?
Corsair.
Why did your airplane crash?
My plane was shot down.
Who shot your plane?
He looked at me like I was a village idiot. He said,
The Japanese. And I kept thinking, where's he getting this? I was a stay-at-home mom, so I know that there wasn't anything that he was being exposed to.
Not exposed to in this life, but perhaps, just maybe, somebody else was. Decades earlier, James Houston grew up with the same insatiable fascination with fighter pilots and fought in World War II. March 3rd, 1945, during a mission near Iwo Jima, he took a direct hit. At age 21, was declared missing and presumed dead.
where did he take off from a boat?
Do you remember the name of your boat? He said, Natoma.
Found several thousand hits on the word Natoma.
The USS Natoma Bay launched into battle, headed for Iwo Jima in the fight for Lady Gaul.
It's the biggest naval battle in the history of the world.
Leo Pike served on the ship. From his home in Ohio, he organizes the Natoma Bay reunions. That's what Bruce found him.
I wanted to disprove it. He asked a few questions about, did I know some of the people? Oh, yeah, I know people. And so he got very quiet.
It was all real. The people and places James described actually existed. And remember those G.I. Joe dolls that James named? Turns out 3 men with the same names, first and last, served on the Natoma and were killed in action. James said they greeted him in heaven after his crash.
I'd always asked him, "Do you remember what your name was?" And he always said James. But his name is James.
Yes, there was a Jim Houston, or rather large shell. Just hit him in the engine and it burst into flames and went down.
They showed Leo the drawings.
He was right on the nose. I'm sure, in my mind, that he was there.
Leo invited James, now 3, to the reunion. James recognized several pilots, even called them by name.
You're Bob Greenwald. I'm serious.
He never met Bob Griffin,
No, you never met him before.
and someone else was invited. James Houston's sister, Anne.
And he goes, "It's not Anne, it's Annie. She wasn't my oldest sister. I had an older sister than that." And I said, "You did? Who was that?" And he goes, "Ruth. I mean, Ruth."
Eddie is what they called me when I was little, knowing my name and my sister's name. Things that my brother did when he was a kid. It's too amazing to describe how he would feel that way. He does. He considers me his sister.
But does she consider James her brother?
I think it's probably a reincarnation of my brother.
Suzanne Stratford, Fox 8 News.
Let's please. It was nice in the dance. So, what are you seeing is the first thing first. This channel is famous in the political circles for what? It's not like CNN, it's not like the left-wing channels, it is a right-wing channel, right? It is more in support of what is in Bible and what should people do with that. Bible does not have definition of reincarnation. As a result, in the Western world, you will see that people don't talk about reincarnation. As a result, you do not have too many cases coming up. These parents, which are Southern Baptist, which is you're more religious in nature, right? Hardcore. When they went through this experience, in one or other, there are multiple videos on this topic. They have written a book. They're like, we did not want to believe this because that's how they grew up, saying that there is no reincarnation. But the facts were so overwhelming and the research was so overwhelming and all the experiences that they decided to come out and write a book and talk about it in public. Some point in time in the history, possibly Bible had reincarnation information and it was taken out. Because it was taken out, today if you go and ask a child, a person, law of karma, in that how is a child born with AIDS? What did the child do wrong? The infant. There's no answer. Why? Because there is no reincarnation. So once you, in the spiritual paradigm, if you take one pin out, the whole thing can collapse because it is all interconnected. Such a घटे या बढ़े, such a न रहे, झूठ की कोई इंतहा नहीं. It's fact. If you twist it a little bit, also it is not a fact anymore. But for life, there is no test. Everything can be a lie. Now, the interesting part is that boy saying, I met with my friends in paradise. What is Krishna telling Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita? As a warrior, if you fight from the front and die, you will go to paradise. Coincidence? Yes, but it's a real life case. Now, in India, people accept it much more openly if there's the case of reincarnation. In Mumbai, there was a discovery yourself class going on. That in those days we used to call it science of self-realization. And one student stood up and said that I'm the case of reincarnation. And classes are conducted also in colleges where kids can be little naughty and trying to impress others. So the teacher thought that's the case. But then next class, the student, boy, he got the newspaper clippings of his childhood about explaining the case of reincarnation. Right? So the cases are real. That is the point. And there are multiple out-of-body experiences, just not in the student circle, but in my relative circles, there are very interesting stories of like one relative was taking shower, and when you take shower for too long, what happens? The blood vessels dilate, and you go in a low BP coma, and you can faint. So this relative basically went into the coma in the shower, hot shower, and 1 hour passed, and she's not coming out. And the maid servant who was working, she realized something is wrong because she never takes 1 hour long showers. She, while leaving, job done, knock, 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 I'm going, I'm going. Nobody's opening the door. Then they had to crash open the door, take her to the hospital. She survived, good news. Her experience was my first time to relate to it. I was looking at my own body and saying, she's gone. She looked at her own body and saying, ये तो गई, इसका कुछ नहीं हो सकता. Well, she's foaming and fainting and all that. That much separate we are from our body. That we can look out and say, ye kaun hai, ye mota kaun hai. Right? So this is another Shukla Gupta case, very nice example that is well documented, that this girl grew up to the age of 3-4, started talking, and she started saying, I belong to another family. मेरा घर अलग है, मेरा गांव अलग है, मुझे वहां पे लेके चलो. And then when they took her to that village, when she got off the train station, while walking home, there was an elderly person who came them from the front. This little girl is doing like this. It was her father-in-law. And ladies are taught to cover their head in front of the in-laws and all that. So this little girl who's grown up in a different district, somewhere behind the beach, and she's covering her head, or at least acting like that, while looking at a very old person walking by. Then when she came home, she couldn't find the door to the home, but she guided them to the home. At the home, basically, they had already communicated that we're coming. and there were witnesses and all that. She couldn't figure out how to enter the house. So what had happened between she died and now, they had shifted the door from one wall to another. Then they had to guide her. Right? "Yahan se aana." Inside there were 12 guys standing, saying that, "Okay, tell me, who is your husband?" And she said, "Yeah, this is the guy, my husband." Then this little girl takes this man aside and tells him things that only husband and wife will know. And that is how the husband agrees over here. The matter doesn't end over there. Her previous life daughter is bigger than her. He goes and starts caressing baby, 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 and she starts talking to her. So these are very real life cases to show that we have lived before and we will live again. And this is not the end of the story for us. So what are other people talking about? Right? Big people. No. The scientists, they're also saying we have lived before, there must be something before, there must be something after. I'm fast tracking it. So funny story. I used to watch sports 2009, 10 in Samamish city, Friday night. I used to watch alone. There's number of people growing up temple. I was time boxing. I can't watch whenever because spots are unlimited, right? So I used to start at around 8. By 10 o'clock, I have done as many pots are watched. Thank you, Krishna. Right? Then one guy joined me. He brought in a revolution in my pot washing. He said, "No pots left behind. We'll wash every pot that is available before we go home." So we used to work like till 12 o'clock, 12:30 at night. I asked him, "What motivates you?" He was very new to his concept. Like, "What motivates you to come out here?" He says, "Friday night, we see movies. My wife likes to watch emotional, and she's crying, and I'm here, everybody looking at the screen. I would rather come and watch sports." So, why I'm saying all this? Human beings can perceive emotions out of movies. Yes. Can a computer or a camera look at the movie again and say that, "Oh, I'm feeling this," and the camera is sobbing? That will not happen. Machines don't have, but we as living beings, we can go through emotions. God's engineering, right? One may say, "Ah, what is the big deal, right? We make cars, God makes bodies, same thing." But it is not same thing. What Srila Prabhupada is saying is, can I take a Mercedes and Tesla and put them in a garage and next day we have a third car coming up? That's not possible. Two cars don't make third car. We have to go to the factory to get the car. So cars don't make cars. But human beings make human beings. Elephants makes elephants. That is God's engineering. It is still superb compared to human engineering. Yes. Now, if I go to somebody's Mercedes Benz or Tesla and hit really hard or hammer it, in 7 days will it heal back? Why not? God's engineering is like that. I got hurt, I healed back. So lots of healing powers are there from inside. Right? Animals, we don't see them standing in the line for hospital and all that. They just limp around and they heal back for most times. So that is God's superiority of engineering. Body goes through 6 changes. What are those 6 changes? We're born, we grow, we maintain, then we reproduce, we dwindle, and we die. So you can look at where we are in the stages. What stage of life you are in. You can find yourself. Just know that this is also coming, no matter where you are. Right? Whatever has started has to go through the end. It's just fact of life. So at the point of exam, we should be ready. We should be ready with what we are supposed to do. It's like you are a fantastic program manager in NVIDIA. I made it up. So you are given like $7 million to run a project and finish it. And you spend the whole $7 million and go back and say, actually, we just bought some slot machines and we kept playing with it. Will it be good? No. Before project, what comes? A charter. document. The charter document says you will take this 7 million or 7 million, whatever it is, and you will put a data center in space. Right? There is a charter document given. Then the budget is given. Then the budget becomes resources, and those resources you organize to achieve the results what you have. Now, if you look at the human body and human life, you have memory, you have intelligence, you have strength, you have fame, you have knowledge. So, whom things are given? What is the goal of all of this? What is the purpose of this project? Have you seen a corporate running a project without any goal? Or have you seen a person driving in Seattle area where the person is whole day driving very nicely, following all the lights and signals? But you stop that person and say, sir, where are you going? And say, I don't know. I'm just driving. Right? That is our situation. We do not know what our goal of life is. And we're driving. We wake up every day and just say, let me be just happy. That's all. We're not looking at any goal, end goal. But as a human beings, the number one business is to find the purpose of the life. That's the beginning of human life. If we don't have the purpose of life and we are not looking for purpose of life, how it is different than the beautiful, cute pet dog we have at home? Because that dog also does not have any purpose in life. I'm hungry, I'm thirsty. Right? This is my most favorite slide. If you take out your cameras and take a photo of this, I will not charge you. And it's coming to in the video, but it's your choice. At the center, what you see is the soul. Soul is the spirit soul. That is the Atma. That is in the region of the heart that we have talked about. That is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat means forever, eternal. Eternal is no start, no end. One may say, hey, we came from God, then there has to be a beginning, right? Well, sunrise also come from the sun, but sun is also there and sunrays are also there and they're always there. Like that, we come from God, but we also are ever present simultaneously. So we are Sat in nature. That means we have to stop worrying about being dead because we really never die. In the true identity, we never die. We are eternal in nature. The good and bad news of that is if we thought I'm this body, I just break few rules and I'll try to scavenge happiness, I will cheat others, I will take shortcuts to happiness. Well, we are eternal in nature, law of karma is there, we have to pay for it, better don't take shortcuts. Yes. So that is the eternity part. Knowledge, chit. The soul already knows who am I, what is my relationship with God. The basic consciousness is there. Bliss, ananda, soul by definition is happy. How much happy? Well, in this life, when we talk about happiness, we're mostly talking about absence of misery. Means what? How are you? Yeah, good man, I'm still in my job. What happened? No, yesterday 16,000 people were laid off. Okay. That's our definition of happiness. Still my card works, you know. So in California, we were doing a project and we used to joke that the day card, someday the card will stop working and we know now that the project is doomed, right? It was that bad a situation. So we are filled with uncertainty. So we feel little bit of certainty is good, right? People pay off their house, they're dancing on their feet. I mean, in villages, we grew up in a house and we lived in that house and nobody cared about loans and mortgages. So we have built a lot of desires and we have built lots of uncertainty. We're chasing those desires with lots of uncertainty, causing lots of hyper stress. But what is Ananda? Ananda is not lack of misery. What is lack of misery? Like cops will catch a criminal and not in all countries, but there are many techniques to trouble people, right? So to get them to say something. So they take the head of that criminal and dip it into the water. Now the person cannot breathe. Choking. They take it out for a second. What will the person do? Right? Is that happiness? Because the person is able to take so much oxygen now. Is it happiness? It's just that the person was choking and now it is not choking, or drowning and not drowning. That's not happiness. Or you buy a new shoe, go to a party, very high end party or wedding, and you bought that new shoe that you put in is one size smaller or it is biting you. So every time you walk, it hurts. Every time you walk, it hurts. But when you go to the party, all your friends are saying, nice dress, huh? Nice shoes, huh? And ready to buy it. And you're like pretending to smile and say that, yeah, I went to Bellevue Square Mall, got this and this is the brand. I really love these shoes. Yeah, we're talking about a party talk, right? When you come home, what is the first thing you're doing? Take the shoe and throw it as far as possible that your leg is already red. Is that happiness that the shoe is not biting you anymore? Why do we say good morning? It's so far the morning is good. Why do we say good afternoon? Afternoon is still good. Nothing happened. No earthquake, no thief, nothing. Have you safe travel? Why? उड़ोगे पता नहीं उड़ोगे क्या? Listen, that is the reality of life. So uncertainty that is built in life is causing us to celebrate small things like I am still alive. There are people who say, man, I have air in my lungs. That's all I need to be happy. The expectation is so subdued that even animals can celebrate that I'm still breathing, right? But that is not the bliss at a soul level. The soul level, the happiness is something that in our bodily format, if we experience that, we will faint because of happiness. You understand fainting because of happiness? Has it happened to anybody here? I was so happy I fainted. Well, it is possible that a soul, this is our birthright actually. This is our birthright. We are never born. It's our birthright to enjoy as a soul so much of happiness that we cannot handle this in the current format. Right? It's like Sir has floppy disk. Floppy disk used to be how many megabytes? 20, 30, 100 megabytes, whatever. And we're trying to give them 5 gigabytes. How will that work, right? So this body cannot handle the happiness the soul is used to enjoying. And because soul is missing that enjoyment, we're always chasing with something for happiness. So for now, just know that Satchid Ananda, the soul is naturally happy, internally happy, ever growing happy, does not need to do something to become happy, no need to watch a movie, no need to go to a game, no need to do a drinking party. Soul is just naturally happy, and that is who we are. And from that happiness experience, we are put into the body, and that is where we have some more package in our architecture. Mind, intelligence, and false ego. Now, what is mind? It's a database. Anybody data engineer over here? Petabytes, terabytes, right? Mind can store all the experiences of zillions of lifetimes we have viewed. Mind can also remember all the desires that we have expressed, like last in, first out. So all the desires are also stored for future. And we are continuously taking a life and fulfilling the desires from our cube, creating the experiences which are again stored. How much data we are talking about? And all that data, graphical data, is stored in the mind and is accessible. Some is like in the RAM, some is in the archival. It is possible to retrieve it back by using the partial equilibration methods. That is the powerful, and it does not work on electricity or data center or solar. Mind energy just works. Intelligence. I've seen small children fight. Let's play Ramayana drama. You become Ravana, I'll become Ram. Huh? Or you become the villain and I'll become the hero. Where is this innate information on good and bad? Is there? That is intelligence, our ability to understand what is good and what is bad. That is intelligence. So, intelligence person is somebody who can figure out what is right and what is wrong. False ego. What is false ego? Me thinking I am this body is false ego. Mithya ahankar in Sanskrit. Ahankar. इसको बहुत अहंकार है. मतलब क्या? This person is puffed up. Puffed up with what? A little bit of property, house, name, fame, power, all connected with body, right? It's a mithya ahankar, false identification. Atma thinking I am this body is the starting trouble for everything. So mind, intelligence, false ego. Can you touch somebody's mind saying that I want to slap your mind today? Not possible. Huh? But intelligence. Can you touch somebody's intelligence? No. But we say, no, are you out of your mind? Means we accept the presence of mind. We cannot touch it, but we can feel it. Intelligence, same thing. Pagal hai? Intelligence nahi hai. False ego, ahankar, we can see it, we can feel it, we cannot touch it. That's why it is subtle body. Subtle means you cannot touch it like this chair, like this body. You cannot touch. Like that, this is the subtle. Gross body, physical body that you can see is made out of earth, water, fire, air, and ether, natural elements. What happens at the point of death? These borrowed materials go back into the nature again. क्या लेके आए हैं, क्या लेके जाना है. Right? His body goes back into the mother nature again. What is that कव्वाली? अदना हो या आला हो सबको लौट जाना है. मौफिल से तवंगर का कब ही ठिकाना है. कल जो तन के चलते थे अपन शान शौकत पर, शम्मा तक नहीं जलती आज उनके तुरबत पर. So even people who don't have access to Bhagavad Gita also know body is not permanent. This is temporary and we are supposed to do better. So aren't we with access to Bhagavad Gita supposed to do better? And when we try to give Bhagavad Gita in December on the road and all that, and the Prabhu will look at his wife and say, look here, छोड़ दो. Thank you. Thank you. ISKCON is distributing millions of Bhagavad Gitas, but billions of people are saying no, and those billions of people saying no are our own people who are supposed to study Bhagavad Gita. By the way, Bhagavad Gita is not only for Brahmins or Hindus or Indians, it is for the whole humanity. And that is why it is a spiritual science, it is not a religious science. Religion is dogma, do this, do that. But spiritual is who am I really and what am I supposed to do? What is goal of my life? In this particular syllabus and class, we welcome people from all backgrounds. Atheist, theist, multiple religions, everyone is welcome. The same funnel will take them. As a result, ISKCON has taught Bhagavad Gita to millions of non-Indians around the world because the knowledge is at a spirit level, at a higher level, at our true original identity. Okay, so happy with this slide? Any questions? This is my most favorite slide, by the way. Two hands up, you rose first.
So, from the last class till now, I have been thinking about a couple of questions. Why did God create so? Why did He create it?
What is why did God create soul? Second,
Second one is why did He create life? And He created life and gave the soul to it, and then made go through all of this. Correct?
Correct.
What are the reasons? Like,
very good question. Please give a brief. Now, in due syllabus, everything will be answered. We choose whether time-wise it is answerable now. Second question.
No, this Satchidananda soul is only for human beings or for all
All.
humans?
Everything that's living, everything that is born, grows, reproduces, life is life. Plants, bacteria, you name it. Everything is life.
So I have one question. So in subtle body, mind, intelligence, possible. So we say man, buddhi, and what is the
Mithya ahankar.
Man, buddhi,
False mithya.
yeah.
Ahankar. Ego. Yes, clear. Yes. Thank you, sir.
So, I have heard like we during the cycle of birth and rebirth, we don't remember our past life, right? But in the examples which you showed today, near
remember.
that experience, people are remembering things in the like new life. So, is it curse or blessings? Like,
Please give a big hand. Sir, okay, look at this. How much time we have?
20 minutes.
Okay. I only listen to Gaurav. So, we'll go to your question first. Do you have family and children?
Yeah.
Why did you get married and made more children? For whose happiness?
for my help.
Why did God create the expansion of his family? For his happiness. Any other question not answered? Yes.
I don't have a question on this slide, but the previous slide when you were talking about karma, the- I feel like as a soul, we all feel that I'm here to do something and give back to the society. But to do that, individuals need to know karma, like they have to do something. So like I feel like there's always a constant background. I'm here to do something. I need to do karma, but at the same time, when we read and there's more of these like let it be जो होगा भगवान ने लेकर रखा है. There's always a constant battle. I feel काम तो करना है लेकिन पता नहीं क्या करना है. भगवान ने कुछ करने के लिए भेजा है कैसे हेल्प करूँ? And say भगवान पे छोड़ दे. But क्या करूँ? बैठो. Like that's always like karma and then giving back. But
That unsettling feeling is the beginning of human life. So congratulations. There are people who don't have that anxiety, don't have the question, don't have anything. It's like as long as I am happy, I don't care, right? So that question brings us to the spiritual class. There are people sitting outside, they may not care about being here. Or there are dogs walking in the streets of Washington. You never see a class full of dogs doing like, who am I? Where am I coming from? Where am I going? So beginning of human life is having those questions. You are in the right track and right place also. Congratulations. And at the end of this series, all questions will be answered. This one.
The answer to your first question, right? So for the God happiness, he created the whole world. Isn't it unfair to the God creating all these humans and then suffering like this?
Very good question. Very good question. So now you have family also. Do children behave naughty?
Yeah.
Okay. So park your question for the law of karma, a session that is just coming on that topic. One session is supposed to breed questions for the next session and they get answered. That is how we ensure the attendance. Understand? That's our cliffhanger for the law of karma class. It's a beautiful question. Don't forget it.
Just one more question. So you're saying everything is being controlled by Paramatma.
Then whatever I am being question.
No. Whatever I do, right? It's all Paramatma.
Yes, your activities are controlled by Paramatma.
So then, see, whatever I do, I am responsible.
Yes.
I will, let's say I did something wrong. I take ownership and correct it.
Yes.
If I, let's say, like, I blame it on
God is controlling, why is not taking responsibility?
I'm just saying I have somebody else to blame it on him. Then I can easily move on it. Everything is done by him. Why should I take responsibility?
Very good question. Please give a big hand again. Looks like right after this, we should do law of karma first. Amazing crowd, by the way, and amazing questions. Glorious questions. I'm very proud of you. So, simple question I'll ask you. Where the state of Washington is? State of Washington created roads. Yes. They create these traffic rules. Yes. They created the lights and arrangements. They also created the Department of Licensing to give you license. They also have the insurance agency that protect you. They also have authorized car dealership who sell you the car. They have employers who give you money. So they're controlling too many things. But end of the day, how do you drive your car is not decided by state of Washington. We forget the original part in that first slide we saw today. The soul makes a desire. Soul, the most powerful thing soul has is what to desire. That desire is the free will given by Lord. And in spite of creation and control, Lord never takes away the free will the soul has. Swechha, Swatantra. That desire decides our journey. If we use our free will correctly, we can be successful. If we use our free will incorrectly, we can face the karma accordingly. God is like a sunshine. If we face God, it is bright. If we face away, there is darkness and shadow. You understand? So lots of problems of life is absence of God in our life. There is nothing called as cold. It is just lack of heat. So we'll come to the law of karma session. And at this point, I realize that the platform is created by God. Free will is with us. How to use that platform.
I can do whatever I want.
Yes, you can do whatever you want as long like you go to the buffet restaurant, you can eat what you want as long as you pay the bills. If you don't pay the bills, there is a pot washing area for you. So yes, you can eat what you want. But you have to pay the bill. Yes. Does it help? Yes.
So you said that we are not the body, we are the soul, right?
Yes.
So if that is true, then why do I feel pain if I get hurt?
Please give a bill. So beautiful question. Now let me ask you this question actually. Thank you, including you. So soul is supposed to be Satchit Ananda, eternal, never dies, no life insurance required, right? No medical insurance required. Chit, knowledgeable, and we're studying for 20-25 years, and then after that also we're studying. And then somebody tells me in 6 months, everything I know is going to be waste. And then I'm knowledge and bliss. We are supposed to be happy, by default happy. Like, soul makes happy. And the body, we saw in the last session also, it is naturally dead. By the presence of the soul, it appears to be alive. The moment soul leaves, the body starts disintegrating and smelly, and your most loved ones don't want to be near you anymore. Right? They want to be safe, or they want to be in the company of other living people. Yes. So if soul cannot become unhappy, body also cannot become unhappy. It is naturally dead, Baba. Who is becoming unhappy? I just rephrased your question. Now tell me, who is becoming unhappy? If soul cannot become unhappy and the body is naturally dead,
Mind.
mind becomes unhappy. Okay. One answer. Any other answers?
The feeling of being,
Serious question, yeah?
the feeling of being unhappy itself is it's causing the problem.
And Atma, believing that I am body, goes through a temporary illusion of becoming unhappy. What happens when Atma believes I am this body? He also believes, he or she, that whatever whatever belongs to that body is also me only. My car, my house, my family, my something, my. Now, from the second floor of your house, you are watching your car. You see a neighboring kid coming fast with a scooty, electrical scooter, dashing towards your car. You almost get a heart attack. That's my Tesla. I bought it yesterday. Haan chagaya, mandir pe car puja kiya. Now this guy is just running into the car. Right? Why? Why can't? Or you have gone to India and you get the news that all the interviews are cancelled, and your visa is cancelled, and you cannot go back to USA. And you are watching your own home with the video security cameras in that. ये मेरा घर ये तेरा घर, you know. ये घर बहुत हसीन है. So now what happened? I have extended my identity from soul to body, body into the house, into the car, into the dog. I went to India for 3 years. I had some Americans also relocated with me. That was a business deal. And they got their dogs also. Dog needs to mind, right? Identity can expand into our pets also. And the company paid for it. The dog had travel insurance and all that. Anyway, so the point is, we extend our identity into things and we get hurt. For example, if I say I'm Maharashtrian, and then somebody says Maharashtrian log hai na, right? Ah, this good guy. The more I believe I'm Maharashtrian, but there are lots of Maharashtrians who have relocated to south when Shivaji's times, north to Peshwa's times. They're Maharashtrians, but they are kind of morphed into some other states now. तो उनका Maharashtrian identity is little gentle. अब उनको कोई बोलेगा Maharashtrians like this. पता नहीं होंगे. I don't know. So the whole point is how much we believe, like Deshabhakti. The more you think, wow, Deshabhakti मुझे राष्ट्रभक्ति करनी है and all those things. Then भारत के बारे में कोई बोलेगा, yeah, you see flag being disrespected, then you are blending what is going on. Same thing with any state, any country, any identity that you have with language and all that, birthplace, all connected with body. So our soul's connection with the body is the cause of illusion of unhappiness. Soul is eternally happy, is going through an experience. That experience is like a dream. Now, in dream, what happens when a tiger is chasing you and you are sweating in your sleep? You are sweating. Now, can another friend enter your dream and beat the tiger? I take a stick and sleep next to you and go walk into a dream. That's not possible. You have to wake up, right? For example, Gaurav Prabhu, my co-teacher, can I use your example? Can you turn the camera on yourself? So, Gaurav Prabhu is going to bed at night. Say, think of like we're college partners or room partners, and I see him going to the bed, and he's thirsty. How do you see a person is thirsty? They're trying to swallow the saliva, and it is just little too sleepy to get up and drink water. So he just goes to sleep like that. In the middle of the night, he's under snow palmy falls in the tree. And there is unlimited water coming and going. La, lyric song. So continuous water is flowing, but Gaurav's thirst is not going away. Why? Then Gaurav gets in the goods, takes his glass of water, wakes up Gaurav and says that, "Thoda pani pee le yaar." Now, Gaurav drinks water. The whole waterfall could not quench the thirst of Gaurav. A glass of water didn't. Goes back to the bed very peacefully like a baby again. Yes? What happened? If we are in the dream state of being this body, even if we get unlimited iPhones, unlimited cars, and unlimited men, women, servants, everything, we are still thirsty. We are still thirsty. And when somebody wakes us up spiritually and gives the spiritual process to become happy, then your little bit experience makes us satisfied. Very satisfied. That is why we are supposed to awaken to the reality of our identity and live the true life of being a spirit. And even little progress made in this life on that will save us from the biggest danger. I'm not claiming it. Krishna is saying that in the Gita. Very small progress made in spirituality can save us from the biggest dangers in life. Any questions? Do you think I'm making it up? Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
So does it mean then people should not have then any identity?
We'll talk about it. Whatever we're learning, at the end, you're going to say, what's acha sikha, but what do I do with it, right? Yes, Mata. So basically, we are going to have a session on practical application of Bhagavad Gita. Because I learned COBOL, no use today. I learned Visual Basic, no use today. I learned Power Builder, no use today. A lot of things we learned are useless. This is 5,000 years old. Is it useful? Yes. We are going to learn the practical application. Sorry? Yeah, senses. Part of our architecture, at least the physical and mental form, is we have these 5 senses. These 5 senses are tracking us. I had a friend in office who used to say in Mumbai, whenever I see a sweet shop, I get off the bus and let the bus go. Company bus, free. I go and buy the sweet ticket, then I take rickshaw, bus, anything again, and continue my journey home. Like when I see it, I have to eat it. Sweets. Right? Then movies. Some of my friends, not Hare Krishna, clarifying, binge Friday night they'll binge watch the movies. Like one movie after second movie after third movie. Next day, then they will wake up in the evening only. So sense of eyesight. Or people are crazy about going to certain football matches or orchestra or music concerts. So the sense of ear will pull you towards it. If it is your favorite. Or in Ahmedabad, Mumbai, God knows Delhi also. People make long queues outside a panwala shop or a chaatwala shop because that guy is really good. That's sense of tongue. We'll drive 2 hours, we'll stand in queue for 1 hour, we get one pan and we come back. Tongue is pulling us, right? Sense of smell also same thing. We buy very costly fragrances. Fragrance. So these 5 senses are pulling us. This is again our architecture. These 5 senses are pulling us. This lagam is like the mind. If the mind is weak, horses are out of control. Then this intelligence is trying to use the mind to control the senses. Hey, this is good, this is bad, please don't do that. Right? You will get in trouble. And the soul is sitting in the back going through a journey, experience. The soul is independent of this enchara. That you have to understand. For one who has conquered the mind is the best friend. And for one who has failed to do so, the mind will remain the greatest enemy. You can have control of the whole earth. But if your mind is out of control, nothing is in control. We know the man. Now, the second thing is equally true. If your mind is in control, you have full control over your life. Because you can maneuver through everything properly and get down to the solution. Mind is also matter. This world is also matter. If you get your first matter under control, all matters of the life will get under control. Your matter matters. So, fast track few things. Garbage in, garbage out. You have to watch your time. You have to watch your company. You give me introduction to your 10 friends, I will tell you about you. Right? It is not possible that you are in the company of 10 smokers without being a smoker. Or if you are not smoker today, 5 months later, you will be a smoker. Right? When I used to stand next to some of my friends, they're standing and talking and they're smoking. After a few days, I used to think it is normal. And maybe I should also start. What is the problem? So the company makes it new normal. It normalizes that behavior. That is why association is important. So if you make friendship with people who come to temple, slowly you will realize, my God, I'm coming only once a week. Who is here 3 times a week? He's here 5 days a week. Then, see, now you have the right company to say that I should increase my investment in my spirit soul. Yes. So everything is our intake through our senses. What is intake we're getting, we have to watch out for that intake. Why? The spirituality like clearing your water tank. But you're allowing some ink, somebody to put an ink in it. Now you have to clear it again, right? So as you clear your mind, as you clear your conscious, you have to be watchful of what is polluting it. Stop the leakages first. This is for this syllabus is also for college kids. I'm not focusing on you smoking or not smoking. I know you know smoking is bad for you. What really divides us is things at the body level. What really unites us is things at a spirit level. If we do something at a spiritual level, it can unite us irrespective of our backgrounds. If we try to do things at a body level, now the Maharashtrians will get together separately, the Telugus will be celebrated separately, the Tamilians will be celebrated separately, and every state in India is also having its mini war going on the water sharing, land sharing, or area sharing, something. Why? Because it's at a body level. It is not at a spirit level. So villages are fighting. So let's start with this. Brothers and sisters are fighting on land and ancestral property. Really. Most of the land in India, not most, but much part of the Indian land is in the litigation among siblings. Okay. Villages are fighting. Then the states are fighting. Then the countries are fighting. Then the countries make alliances like NATO and all that. And those alliances are fighting. There is a fight at every level, but the whole fight is because everybody believes I am this body. And our Supreme Father is forgotten. So there is no brotherhood. We talk about universal brotherhood. We forget to have brotherhood. First, you need to find out your fatherhood. Then you can connect. So that part is missing. So any human progress without understanding of God's science is temporary and it can go down again. It can be very, very temporary. The United Nations, we say, and we are adding countries every year. How is it united if we are creating more countries which are dividing themselves, right? Okay, so let's keep this also. All right. So we come to the conclusion. Any questions that I have not answered, which are from today's syllabus and last time syllabus? You can stop sharing. We'll take a reflection now. Yep. Stop sharing. All right. So turn the camera on. Any questions? We will also take reflections. Say your first name.
Sandeep.
Yes.
Earlier you answered saying that life is created because God wants is
Original purpose is just like we expand family, God expanded. Yes.
But why did he create soul?
Why did you get married?
Soul, I am talking about
Soul. Yeah, soul is just like God expanding into souls. How sun rays are coming from sun, like that the souls are coming from God. Right? And the best way is we go through the all 5 subjects, then this question comes together. So you'll have to put a nice parking lot in your pocket that says, I will not spare Ganesh until he answers my question. But it's a very good question. And that answer to that question includes answers and syllabus of multiple sessions. That is why I'm parking that, because time-wise I cannot answer. But it's a very good and original question. Thank you, Sandeep. Any other? Okay, so we'll take reflections where everyone, again, for refreshing each other also, because we have new family, new team coming together. You wrote your first name, and then what did you like today? Yes, where do we want to start? Let's start on the left.
My name is Ashutosh. I like the part of stories that were related to the reincarnation. I didn't know about real stories of people having incarnation experiences. So that was a very big realization for me. Like I've always been hearing that we have been told that yeah, reincarnation happens, but how do we know? But this was very real experience.
Thank you.
My name is Ravi Kumar. What I like most was where you have explained the different phases of the body from birth to death, and we always go look at the end goal. Uh, so that is something I like most.
Very nice. Thank you. We'll start at the start and we'll keep going back. Yes.
Yeah, my name is Subhankar. Yeah, I think overall class was really good. So the reincarnation part and then the body, souls, and everything.
Thank you.
Hey Krishna, my name is Sazita. I like the soul body and like subtle body, how it works, like Satchidananda. And I have a small question. If somebody get heart replacement or pacemaker or anything, is
Atma and Paramatma are in the region of the heart, not in the heart. Like a parking lot. Thank you.
I am Roshni. Yeah, I think you covered a lot of topics today. It was a long session. One thing I liked today was you telling that life is uncertain and that we should be prepared for death whenever it comes. Yeah, but I also have a question on that. Like I'm thinking, if like death is certain for everybody, then like the longer we live, the more karma we are doing. So how do we escape that, or how do we know how get clear and get ready to?
So we're neither born nor dead, and hence we are just changing our bodies. So karma is continuous part of our existence. It is not only connected to this life. We have karma from last life also. So that may not be a good thing. On the contrary, we should use the exchange. You see, Ayurveda is the science of long life. And the science of long life is given so that we have unlimited number of lifetimes of animals and birds and all that. Finally, come to the human life. After 8.4 million species of life, finally we are in the human life. It's a great opportunity to cleanse our karma and go back. So we should be focusing on cleansing our karma. Not be worried about creating more karma, because if we are living a good lifestyle, we are cleansing our karma every day. So that's the opportunity. So we should live as long as possible and do as good spirituality as possible. Possibly make this life as our last life only. And we have a method to the madness. That's why we are selling this course for very high cost. In today's day and age, paying attention is the highest cost we are paying. It's not money, it's attention. So thank you. Did I answer your question?
Yeah. So I think I like the cross body sacrifice and soul. That's like I think reminding ourselves that who we are and what we are. Is important.
First name. First name.
Amita.
Thank you, Mataji. Amita Mataji.
It's Santosh. Oh, the session was very engaging. I totally got lost into everything. So I do remember during the week. And I like the karma part, and I do believe in that. But anything else, keep your karma clean. You did not go to temple every day or anything like that. That's what my belief is. But as long as your karma is clean, your deeds are clean, then things will go fine. You did not go for Ganga bath and all those things. Uh, Keep yourself clean internally. That's what I believe in. I like that part. I'm not conflicting that you should not come to temple. That's what I believe.
Well, it's a good starting point to keep your behavior clean so that you don't have to worry about it, right? So you're sitting on the chair. Do you know if there are any germs dying under you right now? Do you use deodorant?
No.
Okay, because that kills bacteria also. Do you have you ever taken antibiotics?
No.
Zero antibiotic level. Very good. You're keeping your karma really clean. Do you drive to office or work from home?
Work from home.
Work from home. You drive cars. You don't drive car. So how do you come here?
Why?
Because when we drive, so many things are dying under our cars.
I know.
So whatever you see, you have to watch out now.
Sharing the karma. Sharing the karma.
There is another theory to that. Husband gets wife's 50% karma.
That's why.
But it is an interesting conversation. So we'll continue on that. Due to time pressure, we'll keep moving. I liked it what you said. Yes, sir.
I'm Shyam Sundar. So first session I really learned a lot. Second one, there are a lot of confusion. A lot of things. I'll watch the recording again. I guess it's part of my learning, right? I'm not clear. I'm confused. Yeah.
So in Godfather movie, I don't remember all the characters, but this guy goes to the Godfather, his Godfather in the mafia, Italian mafia, right? So he says that, boss, when I joined you, I was sure about everything. But now I'm confused. And the Godfather says, good. Confusion is sign of growth. When you joined, you were sure about everything. Very nice.
So as you said, a lot of information today. And I like the reincarnation. I have watched several movies based on the theme. So I have thought, is it really even possible? And we saw the real facts and pieces and even books about that. That is interesting. And mechanism of mind also interesting. And one thing I'm not sure that I heard it right. So you said Paramatma knows our past, history, and also the future.
Yes.
Which means future is already big.
Please give him a big hand. It's a very smart crowd, I must say that. Yes, there's the answer to that also. That's a cliffhanger in the next class. But remind me, don't let me lose on that. It's a very good answer there.
Yeah, I think as everybody said, we covered so many topics today, but first the key point everything, Paramatma is watching all the time. So that is something, make sure that whatever you do, and somebody is watching constantly. Paramatma is watching us. And then the out of body experience that I like about it, and the incarnation and out of body experience, how the one out of body experience, and so that is interesting to know. And then the mechanism of the mind, of course, and it's so that soul, subtle body, and then gross body, and it's all interrelated. All of these things.
You say name what? Yes.
My name is Endu. I think one thing which I constantly like the way you teach, which is amazing. Like it's like fun. It's like you're in a fun class and you're learning about life. Two other things. One is about the difference between soul, gross body, and subtle body, which was pretty apparent how very explained. Second thing was in reincarnation. It was good to know, but practically I would want to know more. Like, so what? Like the boy who came again for the Sugla Gupta, if she came again, so what? Like, what does it mean to like?
If we have lived before, and we will you again. And some people think I'm just in body, which is 80% of the earth, and we are on the right track. We have lived before, we will again.
And the purpose is not right? Not to live again. Just how do we know that we have?
Purpose is to go back to the spiritual. So there is one session which talks about spiritual world of this world, and basically making sure that we be where we belong. We're in the wrong place. I'm simplifying the answer. We're in the wrong place. We need to be in the right place.
So we
That's the
can have
purpose.
human life twice.
We can have unlimited number of human lives, but we don't want to be unhappy. Right? So we can go back to the spiritual life in the spiritual world where we don't have to face this
And
problem.
how do we know that now we're ready to be like that every day that we think that we are doing is not.
That's the last session, the practical application of purpose. This class is very conscious class. And the questions coming are signs that you have processed life and you have experienced it and you have questions. But it's just amazing. I'm very proud of each one. Be aware of that. I'm not saying it lightly. Having done 35 batches, this is one of the best.
JD, I like the part, the 6 steps for growth, maintain the byproducts, dwindling that. Though the death is certain, I like the part where you said the desire for everything in life, which makes life uncertain. Yeah, listen, which I do.
Your name again?
JD.
Jaideep. Thank you. Who wants to go? The last one.
So me, the Ayushman, again, same as the last time, seem to like or dislike it. And do have questions, you know, maybe in futures.
And I'm the one who's setting Zoom and all that, so connect. Ask questions.
Yeah, I mean, primary question being, we just said, God, out of happiness, he created whatever. In all religious doctrines, including this one, everybody tends to make God's definition in humanly behaviors. But anytime it becomes inconvenient, we give this special exclusion like, no, this doesn't apply to God. Like happiness, sadness, ego, these are humanly attributes, right? Shouldn't apply.
So when you say right, I think you're wrong. So you keep talking. You're speaking your mind. When you say, is it right? Then I have to tell you it is right or wrong. So you just keep talking your mind.
Okay. Yeah. So those are questions. These I see as patterns.
Our syllabus will answer it. I'll tell you one good news. I didn't make up any answers at home. In due syllabus and after the due study, I'll show you in the scriptures where it is what it is said. But why should I believe scriptures? We have a session on that also. How do I know this Bhagavad Gita is original? How do you know it is useful to me? How do I know somebody just didn't write it out of their own mind? How do I know it is the word of the God? All questions will be answered. All the doubts will definitely be answered. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Ashi.
I'm Rahul. I like the way you teaching. I mean, the providing information. Then I don't have much information. I don't know about the near death and out of body experience, and also about the reincarnation. That's it. And mechanism of mind as well. And getting all these things, I don't know whether I'm still getting confused more or getting so. Let's see.
All the emotions coming in our heart are good emotions because it will crystallize into something real. So thank you. Just keep coming and enjoy these 7 8 sessions. And once you have all these 8 sessions coming together like a jigsaw puzzle of life, then you will see things in a perspective. Until then, we are covering one column, one aspect of life. Right? What is Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita has only 5 topics. Kala, Karma, Jiva, Prakriti, and time. Right? So, Kala, Karma, Prakriti, Jiva,
God.
God. Yes, thank you. So thank you. So 5 subjects only. When we learn all these 5 subjects together, how they interact, you know the Bhagavad Gita, the book of life. It's very easy. Only request is keep coming. Yes, sir.
Sandeep, I think more than the class that you're taking, I'm more interested in knowing answers. We know at a grassroots level, we all know soul is there. At a grassroots level, we are not actually the body, we know it is soul. But what is the reason why we are created? What is the reason why soul is there? How we are transforming ourselves. And these are the things that always drives me crazy. And that's where the questions come. So that's the, I mean, obviously, all this set of principles that you're saying, everybody knows here at the end of the day.
That's an assumption.
No, I'm saying like we might have heard it, like we might have heard somewhere.
We know things in pockets,
but
we have more confusion than clarity on this.
Correct.
Like for example, this is Atma. We spoke 2.5 hours. If now you have learned it, go to another person on the street, give them the microphone and say, please talk about Atma. They cannot go more than 3 minutes. Except Atma, trust Atma, Parishan Atma. Syllabus over. So we cannot say everybody knows all of this syllabus and I have to.
I'm not that way. What I mean to say is, At the grassroots level, everybody knows some bits and pieces of it, but they are not able to put it together.
Move from concept to conviction by attending this logically. Now we have conviction that I'm not this body. When you get up in the morning, look at the mirror and you're brushing, you're like, I'm not you, I know that. Right? Suddenly, one goes through a big layoff, big family separation. I have friends who are going through divorce. I have friends who have lost jobs. I have friends who have lost relatives. I have friends who could not attend to their family pandemic. Life throws so many uncertain things at that point in time. Like I used to have a student in Bhagavad Gita, this class. Every time I start the class, he would go to sleep, and I would let him sleep. Okay, very good friend of mine. He would call me, saying the class was very nice. One fine day, he calls me from India, saying that Prabhu, my grandmother has died. What should I do now? I said, but I was explaining the class. Now we can take it lightly, but we are preparing for death, and death can come any moment. And that is why this knowledge is most useful at the point of death. But we don't prepare on the day of examination. We prepare beforehand for it. So today, if you know how to die properly, you don't need to even come to the class. But we don't even know how to live properly. Forget about art of dying. Art of living also is a course. So here we're teaching the art of living, art of dying also. So that we don't have to come back. We pass the exam. And all the higher questions we have is the evidence that we are living a human life. So they all are welcome. They all will get answered. Some will get answered before or after. And sometimes the curiosity is so high, it's like, just tell me, right? But I'll give the clue. The link I'm sending for recorded sessions has my previous batches recorded. If you have the patience, go deeper into that. No problem. With that, we would like to thank everyone here for attending. We'd like to thank all the organizers for organizing. We'd like to thank Gaurav Prabhu for tolerating me. And thank all the kitchen team for cooking so nice person for us.